Hi everyone, I'm back with another video, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the Leviathan or the third tier or level 3 heroes for the Resistance. Now before we dive into it, please make sure to subscribe on my channel and turn on the notification to all notifications so that you will not miss an upload or stream from my channel. And now we do have the HP here, 12,927, the armor of 138 on a level 3 armor, tier 3. Okay, tier 3, and the movement speed of 46. Now keep in mind that it can be increased, or yeah, you can actually increase it by using an attack boost. Okay, now the view is 11, so that's quite normal. 1,200 cost, well, the cost is very justified with its abilities, and of course, the use of this hero. Now, the production time can be shortened using a common gold production boost or an Avia production boost. Okay, so yeah, 84 seconds. So that's like a minute and 34 seconds. And let's see here. Oh no, 24 rather. Command points of 13. Okay, so you can use 13 command points to somehow use the Leviathan hero. And of course, the uranium at the top right hand corner, just below the currency of credits in gold, you'll see the uranium it can consume. 4 uranium, so you'll have to use 4 uranium once per each battle, so that of course you can use the Leviathan at will. Now we move on to its skill. Now the active ability is similar to that of a mini nuclear. Alright, so yeah, devastation is the name for it, and it basically just launches a nuclear at a designated point in the range of the skill. Okay, the range of the skill wherein you can activate it is 11.1 cells, so that's actually very, very big. Okay, and aside from that, the cooldown is actually 105.8 seconds. So it's close to 2 minutes, but still it's so worth it. Alright, now we move on to the damage, and as you guys can see, the damage to armor 3 is huge, 18,418, similar to that of the nuclear from the first balance 1.0. So it's actually very good, and of course, if you apply a boost to it, it will actually increase it. Now, the explosion radius is not really that big, but it's actually good enough. 4.56 is not bad. Okay, activation distance is 11.1, as I mentioned earlier. Now, the time that it takes for you to activate the skill or to use the skill is 4 seconds. Keep in mind that using the skill of the Leviathan will have the Leviathan vulnerable to attacks. Okay, since he cannot fire anti-air or ground weapons. So you should have to somehow, like accompany him with porcupines and so on. Okay, now we move on to the passive ability, which is going to be the heat flares. The heat flares will somehow distract the enemy self-guided missiles for 3 seconds, okay, during 3 seconds, decreasing the incoming damage taken by the Leviathan by 70%. So it's similar to that of a shield, but just a different animation. Okay, and the ability's cooldown is 20-30 seconds, meaning that you can actually use this skill every 23 seconds. Keep in mind that machine guns does not activate the passive ability. Okay, or pulsating weapons such as the Seraphim, it will not activate its ability. It only works on self-guided missiles such as alligators, Poseidons, anti-air, porcupines, and typhoons. It will not activate on heavy assaults because the heavy assaults does have a rocket for a weapon and it's not a self-guided missile. Okay, now we move on to its weapons. Frontal assault cannons. Now, as you guys can see, the auto cannons at the front there. Okay, we're gonna have to face the Leviathan right here. Okay, looking at the middle of the screen, you'll see the Leviathan's two frontal auto cannons. Now, the damage may seem a bit low, but don't get fooled because that weapon fires a lot of salvo. And aside from that, there's like 2 cannons around there dishing out the damage. The fire rate, or the rate of fire, is not really that bad. Range of 8.6 can be enhanced with an AV attack boost or common attack boost, and the damage that it can deal is 405 to level 2 or tier 2 armor, and damage to infantry is of course level 1, 312, and the armor of level 3, 327. Okay, the accuracy is not really that bad. Explosion radius is quite normal. Now we move on to the autocannons, side autocannons. As you guys can see, the Leviathan is equipped with two more side cannons, as you guys can see, one on the left and one on the right. Now, you see the damage here is not really that big too, but it can definitely help out with the attack, as the Leviathan is able to shoot on multiple targets at the same time. So say for example that there's like a vertex or a cyclone, it can fire its anti-air, and of course if there's like weapons or if there's like an enemy within the side cannon's range, it can actually fire on different targets. Yeah, it can actually use all of its weapons at the same time. Okay, now also keep in mind that it has an anti-air versus bombers, vertex, cyclones, dragonfly, albatross, and hawks. Okay, so it works on all types of avia. Okay, so accuracy is not that bad, rate of fire is 92, and the damage is not really that bad too. It has a good explosion radius to top that. Okay, so yeah, there goes. And now we move on to the HQ requirement. You can have a level 3 heroes on both the Confederation and the Resistance at level 4. You can unlock them by having level 4 HQ and of course upgrading your prototype factory to level 3. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have to somehow demonstrate how the weapons are used. Now I'll be back in a bit. Alright, so give me just a few seconds.
Okay, and so yeah, we see here the Leviathan. Okay, now we're gonna have to use it and demonstrate how to use all of its weapons. Okay, now we see some heavy assaults around there. Okay, and as you guys can see, the range of all the weapons of the Leviathan, mainly the two side guns, and of course the main gun. Okay, and of course the outer edge will be the skill range. Okay, keep in mind that if you used up a if you used up a an attack boost, the skill range is also affected. Okay, so yeah, there goes. Alright, now keep in mind also guys that all three weapons on the ground, okay, can be used given that an enemy is within the range of its weapons or within its firing arc. Okay, now it can literally fire all its weapons, okay, including the anti-air, given that there's like cyclones and ground units. And as you guys can see, it can target multiple things at the same time, enemy units, as long as it is in range. Okay, I really like it, the concept. Now also, the active or the passive ability does not activate to heavy assaults as I've mentioned earlier, since the heavy assault does not have a homing missile or a self-guided missile. Okay, so yeah. And the best thing about the Leviathan is using its advantage on terrain. If you have the high ground and the enemy doesn't have any vision of it, you can literally use the Leviathan's skill without being detected as long as you put it on hide mode. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have to get into a position where we can use the active ability or the nuclear, and we're gonna have to use it on Dao's rocket tower and anti-air, as well as a Zeus and a Torrent that are sieged up right beside the tower. Okay, we're gonna have to use it and then switch to attack boost, since it will increase the range and also the damage that it can deal. Okay, there goes. And voila. Ooh, I like that animation. Now the skill can literally be used on clumped up units. It can deal tons or massive amount of damage. Alright, so that's what I like about the Leviathan. You can literally use all its weapons accordingly, okay, and use its active ability. Now this works best on terrain, since you can spam the skill every 2 minutes or so, or less than 2 minutes. You can literally spam it and just, you know, heavily bruise up the enemy, and then let your ground army finish the task. Now we see here typhoons, hammers, and as you guys can see, it can fire on multiple targets. All three cannons are working. There for a short moment it did. Okay. Now whenever you move the Leviathan around, it will always focus on the main gun. Okay, so it will always look or point at the main gun. The side guns are not a priority, So you will have to maneuver in a very good way. Okay, it takes a bit of practice to get used to it. Okay, and then we see here, let's see, those excuse me, those Zeus are not gonna stand a chance against the Leviathan, as you guys can see. Okay, and along with some typhoons, I literally destroyed a whole army of units right there. Okay, oh, and there goes those vertex, and then the active or the passive skill already activated yet again. Okay, let's see if the Leviathan can actually deal with vertex alone. Keep in mind that the Leviathan is already bruised up, and I was late using the gold air raid boost. Okay, that reduces the damage, and some Zeus are still firing at the Leviathan on the ground, and it can literally use all the weapons at the same time. Okay, which I really like. And oh wow, the anti-air can actually fire at the vertex, while it can it can actually fire at the vertex 2 times, which I really like. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have to use the active ability, use an attack boost, and yep, well, let's have the wasp right here somehow act as a decoy to have those typhoon siege up. Bam. Okay, instantly destroying them. Okay, now this works best if your enemy army is clumped up. Very good. Okay, so yeah, there goes those Thors. Solid hit. Okay, so I think that's gonna be it for today's for this video at the least, and we're gonna have to use the Leviathan in an actual gameplay. Now keep in mind guys that you can see the cooldown of the skills of each hero on the left hand corner just below the boost icon. Okay, so you can literally see the skills of each hero if it's within cooldown. Okay, now the passive ability is the color blue, okay, right below the red active ability, right beside the heroes on the left hand corner of the screen. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have to jump straight into an actual gameplay video. Alright, so just a demonstration for this one. Alright, give me a bit. Okay, here goes. And we're jumping straight into actual gameplay. Okay. And so, at the start, it will be similar to that of the previous introduction or demonstration of the weapons, but this time we're going to use everything at our disposal to lay waste to our enemy, including the level 3 hero, which is Leviathan. Okay, and so we're gonna have to dispose of that infantry right there using the skill alone. Okay, so we're gonna have to wipe out that entire squad of infantry right there. Okay, using the nuclear only. There goes, bam. And then, infantry no more for you, my friend. Okay, so we're gonna have to somehow dive straight into the middle of the map. Okay, including our army, we're gonna have to group them into respective groups, of course. Okay, because we don't want to mix up our ground army along with Leviathan, and it's an AV unit and so on. So it's kind of a bad idea. And so we're gonna have to, we're going to place some torpedo platforms around there and produce some alligators so that we can guard our coastline. Okay. And so, here guys, we're gonna have to somehow position in a very good way right here to lay siege to the enemy base. Okay, let's go and do this. Okay, again. There goes. So we're going to have to somehow position our army in a better one, or in a good one. Okay. And so we're going to use the Leviathan to somehow see ahead or see further so that we can somehow siege them up with the mammoths. Okay. Add more supply centers as here. Okay. Then here goes. Use the Leviathan to see ahead. Okay. Mammoths are doing their job because those things are in range. Okay. Activating the chameleon. Here goes. Deploying the moles turrets. Okay. So everything is sieged up here and are covered by the chameleon. Now there's like a Viking around there, so we're gonna have to dispose of that Viking right there. Using an array boost to see ahead. Okay, and then switching to common attack boost, and then of course using the skill or the nuclear devastation from the Leviathan. Okay, and let's see here. Boom. Okay, barely destroying that, or almost destroying that bunker right there. Okay, and then we're gonna have to move the chameleon, move a bit of closer. Of course, we're gonna have to move a bit closer. Okay, activating the chameleon when Jaguar is exposed. Again, the turrets from the mole. Okay, and we're gonna have to lay siege around here to this enemy. And yeah, we're gonna have to somehow destroy all things that we can see around here in the middle of the map. There's like the enemy here is converging from all three sides of the all three sides here on my end from both glyphs, and we're gonna have to somehow destroy everything that we can destroy. Again, as you guys can see, the Leviathan here is a big help due to the range of the main weapon. Okay, mainly the primary weapon, the auto cannons at the front. Okay, here goes. Oh my god. Okay, that's some torrents right there in the rocket tower. Gonna have to again use the acid strike from the wasp. Okay, and destroy things easily. Thor's. Ooh man. Okay, it's not gonna be it's not going to make it to bomb. Okay, and again, we're gonna have to somehow position our units, and of course the porcupines being porcupines, you know, being super smart. Okay, and again, we're gonna have to move our wasp, move the alligators into position to attack. Okay, again, we're gonna have to somehow wreak havoc here in this enemy base right here. And as you guys can see, the Leviathan is easily crushing the buildings apart. You know, he's tearing it apart, and those vertex are not going to see another day. Okay, the Leviathan's anti-air is of no joke. Okay, we're gonna have to use a nuclear, see how this plays out. Okay, positioning. Okay, and boom! Getting rid of those buildings instantaneously. Now, the Leviathan here is very, very good when it comes to sieging an enemy base, and of course destroying stuff with the skill. It's just that, of course, the skill is somehow similar to that of the cooldown of a nuclear weapon on, with no common production boost. Okay, so there goes, and we're gonna have to wreak havoc here. We're almost done destroying the base around here, and as you guys can see, the Leviathan itself is very, very useful when it comes to sieging, scouting, and also tanking a lot of stuff. And the damage of those auto cannons is not a joke. Okay, since the fire rate itself is very, very good. Plus you have the side cannons that can actually deal tons of damage to additional targets, and as you guys can see, here goes, targeting two things at the same time, sometimes even three, as long as the units are within range, or buildings are in range of those turrets or the cannons that he has. And at this point, I think that's gonna be it. GG for this guy right here. Alright, well, if you liked the video, please do give this video a thumbs up. Of course, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification to all notification so that you will not miss an upload or stream from my channel. And of course, do comment down below as to what are your thoughts into this video. Likewise, thanks for watching, have a great day, and good luck with your battle.